Warhol. I'm an American artist known for my silkscreen prints during the pop art movement. Printmaking is a type of art where you can make multiple copies of the same image. Let me show you some of my work.
Andy Warhol was a pop artist during the 1960s and 1970s. Pop art is short for popular art, which uses easily recognizable images, like these soup cans. This infamous work is of Che Guevara. It was actually a forgery, but Andy authenticated it for money. Many images of soup cans appear in Warhol's work. Some are many, and some are few. Warhol turned to flowers for inspiration. It was his idea of a still life. The artist is also famous for making pictures of Marilyn Monroe after the actress passed away. These things inspired Andy Warhol. What inspires you? For this activity, you will need a pencil, an eraser, scissors, 2 sheets of paper that are the same size, and colors. Whatever colors you have, whether they are crayons, markers, colored pencils, or pens, anything will work. The first thing you are going to do is take one of your sheets of paper and fold it into fourths. To do this, I fold the paper in half once, and in half again. After you fold the paper, you are going to unfold it and cut along the fold lines with your scissors. You are going to cut out a small rectangle. Now it's time for drawing. You can draw any picture you want. For this first example, I am going to use a flower because Andy Warhol used flowers. When I complete my flower drawing, I'm going to flip the paper over and shade in the entire back of the paper with my graphite pencil. Make sure you shade it in completely. This process is called graphite transfer. Next, you will need your other sheet of paper. Place the drawing graphite side down on the corner of the paper. Then trace over your original drawing. Hold the paper firmly so it doesn't slip around. You can also trace over the edges of the rectangle. The graphite on the back of the drawing will transfer to the big sheet of paper. Make sure to go over all of your lines. When you remove it, if it's too light, you can always shade over the back of the paper again. You will be drawing over your image 4 times, once in each corner. When the graphite transfer is complete, you can choose your colors. The first image, I'm going to use red and orange, the next one, yellow and green, the third one, blue and purple, and the last one, black and brown. You can go straight to coloring, or you can outline your image. I like to outline my image because it makes it look bold and my picture looks nice and neat. You do not have to outline over the lines that separate each of the images unless you want to. It's time for coloring. I don't need my original drawing anymore. I like to put that under my artwork as a sheet of scrap paper to protect the table surface I am working on. When you are coloring, make sure to color neatly and completely. Take your time and do the best that you can. When you have finished coloring all of your images, you have completed your Andy Warhol inspired artwork. Next, we are going to try one that's a little bit more complicated. It starts the same way, by folding your paper 4 times. Make sure to fold your paper neatly. Then you will unfold it and use your scissors to cut out one rectangle, cut neatly on the fold lines. What makes this project more difficult is simply drawing a more detailed image. This time, I will draw a portrait because Andy Warhol was very well known for his silkscreen portraits of celebrities. If I mess up on this drawing, it's okay. I don't have to erase it. Because this is a graphite transfer, I only have to transfer the things I want to keep. When I have finished drawing, I am going to flip over to the back of the paper. I need to make sure that I can see my pencil lines through the back of the paper. It's really important to shade over all of the pencil lines. When you are shading, make sure to press down firmly with your pencil. You may even want to shade over the back 2 times. Now that you have shaded over, you will need your second piece of paper. You can always put your name on the back because good artists sign their work. Place your drawing in the corner of the paper, graphite side down. Trace over all of your lines. It may be helpful to trace in a different color so you know what you have traced and what you haven't traced. Hold the paper tightly so it doesn't slide around while you're tracing over the lines. Take your time and work neatly. The graphite on the back of the paper will transfer to your drawing paper. If you need to, you may reshade the back if the image is too light. You will do this tracing of your drawing 4 times. Tracing over the edges of the rectangular paper can also help to separate your image too. Remember, reshade the back of your paper if the image is too light. After you have finished tracing over your image 4 times, I like to outline my 4 images with black marker, crayon, or pen. I think outlining it really makes it pop, just like pop art. I also use my first image as a reference when I'm tracing over with black pen, marker, or crayon. It helps me remember which lines to keep. When you are tracing, make sure you are tracing neatly and accurately. You want every image to look the exact same as possible. It's time for coloring. I'm going to use a similar color scheme. The first one will be red, orange, and yellow. The next one, yellow, green, and blue. The third one, blue, green, and purple. and the last one will be black, brown, and gray. Because I don't need my reference image anymore, I sometimes use it to put underneath when I'm coloring to protect the surface I'm coloring on. Make sure to color neatly and completely. Take your time and try your best. Here is our second, more advanced, completed Andy Warhol inspired artwork.
I hope you enjoyed making these Andy Warhol inspired artworks.